Hey everybody! So the draft lottery happened tonight, and there's big news if you're a Montreal Canadiens fan. And no, it's not that the Montreal Canadiens won the first overall pick, but they have a chance to get it, and that's the big news. So Montreal can either end up with first overall pick or the ninth pick, and that's if they lose to Pittsburgh. If they beat Pittsburgh, that's a different story. So if Montreal loses to Pittsburgh, they have a shot at Alexis Lafreniere. So let's take a look at how that happened. So these are the way it stood before the draft lottery happened, right? So we had Detroit in first, Ottawa in second, Ottawa in third with San Jose's pick that they had traded to get, LA in fourth, Anaheim in fifth, New Jersey in sixth, and Buffalo in seventh. And that's how it stood going into the night. So now they were going to pick three lotteries. That's for third, second, and first. And if all three of those lottery picks came from these teams, would mean all the teams would move down three spots. And if it was two here, then it would be two spots. So that's how it worked. That's how it would work out. Now Detroit, having first overall pick going into it, stood to lose the most, and Ottawa having second and third pick stood to lose a lot as well. Probably you could say the most because it's two picks. And this is how it turned out. Um, Detroit did get screwed. So we'll start. Look, it's all here on the board, but we'll start with. So in eighth spot, which was slot A, in eighth spot goes Buffalo because they moved down one because they did not win, and they moved down one. Now, does that mean that slot in eighth spot Montreal would have been sitting there? Does that mean they move up to there? No. I'm just saying slot A because they only said one of the slotted teams got the lottery, and I'll explain how that affects it down the road. So right now, Buffalo's in eighth, New Jersey slides down to seventh, Anaheim slides down to sixth, and Ottawa slides down to fifth. Detroit to fourth. Now, if you look at that and you go, well, how does Ottawa, with two here back to back, how do they get split up? Very simple. The Ottawa pick for San Jose is the one that won third place. So they won the third lottery spot. They moved into third. Remember, they were still third. They managed to keep it there. So it's not that, well, they were there, they're still there. No, they actually won. Ottawa for the San Jose pick won the third spot. San Jose is kicking themselves because they traded that and that won the third spot. So that's how Ottawa ends up there. LA went from fourth to second because they won the second lottery. So they move into second place, probably going to take Quinton Byfield. I would think they might take Stützle, I guess, but I would think they're going to take Byfield. So that's my opinion. So then number one is slot A. So that means that slot A, which if you want to look at it and say, well, it's Montreal, it's not. It's not Montreal because since they didn't say, well, slot A won or slot G won, is because it didn't matter which slotted team won the pick, they weren't necessarily going to get it. And let me explain how that works. Now that there is one of these spots that have a pick, there's going to be a phase two. The phase two will be after the qualifying round is done, and we know who's won and in the playoffs and who's lost and is going to fit into these slots right here. Still doesn't tell you who's going to win that first pick because they're going to draw that pick again, and all 8 teams that are in here have a 12.5% chance to win that pick. They all have an even chance, and we don't know. It'll be one of these teams that are here is going to get the first overall pick. So what does that mean? If Montreal loses to Pittsburgh, they will fit back into their slot. This time they will be in ninth instead of eighth, and they will have a shot, an even shot like everybody else, to get Lafreniere. So there's a chance to get Lafreniere. So they could win, and they blow the shot. Now it depends how you look at it. We want them to win the cup. Obviously, we want them to win the cup. But honestly, listen, very honestly, Montreal winning the Stanley Cup this season really wouldn't help them very much. It wouldn't as a team. On an individual basis, Carey Price gets the Stanley Cup. Great. All the other players do too. Carey Price's guy desperately kind of needs it to cement his spot in the Hall of Fame. I think Carey Price may not get into the Hall of Fame if he doesn't win a Stanley Cup, but if he does, he'll definitely get into the Hall of Fame. So I don't think they're going to get there. I don't think they're going to make it that far. So I think for them to go past Pittsburgh and into the playoffs is kind of wastes a great opportunity to not only get the #1 pick possibly overall, but even if they don't and they get the 9th pick, it's still a good pick. It's not a typical year where 9th could be, this you're going to get a good solid player who's going to, more likely than not, be an NHLer and help your team, maybe be an impact player within a year or two at the most. So I personally, my head says they should lose to Pittsburgh and get that opportunity. My heart says they should win a Stanley Cup. So that's how it is. But anyways, this is how it worked out. This is the draft lottery. So there you go. I don't know if I got anything else to say. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. That helps the algorithm, so I appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. And while you're heading down there to do that, leave any comments you may have about what happened here in the lottery. If you think it was fair, if you think teams got screwed out, if it was really unfair for certain teams, let me know in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. And that's going to get you your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge right here at Talkin' Habs. Thank you, everybody, for watching the video. I really appreciate it. Please stay safe out there. Wear a mask when you're around a lot of people and you can't keep your distance. And because I want you back to watch more Talkin' Habs videos. And I think that's it. So peace out. Have a great day or a great night, or depending when you're watching it. And I'll see you next video. Bye, y'all.